Drunor and Clarence, as you are exiting the tent, you see the third tent about 20 feet in front of you on the opposite side of the little camp. And you do see a bandit inside putting on armor hastily, realizing that something's going down. Ori, you notice this bandit as well, but you do not notice, whereas Drunor and Clarence do notice. About 40 feet to your left, coming through the fog, there's a very large creature walking towards you guys. Drunor would immediately recognize the silhouette of a giant. So that is troubling. It looks like it is a hill giant stepping towards you all, which with your experience, Drunor, you would know that these are pretty easy to hit, but they have a lot of health, and they can be pretty tough to fight with. They like to use clubs and other blunt force weapons, and you do see that it has some kind of large object strapped to its back, presumably a great club. So this is a pretty dangerous situation unfolding. We are actually going to start due to the backstory things. Drunor, you get to go first in this. You notice this giant. What do you want to do?
I think that I might cast Ensnaring Strike.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, fire off that arrow. It'll be a +7 at advantage.
Okay, so first one I got 20 altogether with my advantage, so unnatural 20.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, that'll hit for sure. So if you want to roll damage, and then I'm going to roll his trying to resist your ensnaring strike.
Okay, so damage is 7.
Nice. Okay. So with 7 damage against him, you fire your arrow and it hits for sure. And the giant makes a loud, like, bellowing yelp as you hit it. But your ensnaring strike, the vines wrap around this creature, but the giant is able to just kind of rip them off with the strength throw. He rolled a 15, and the strength save is 12. But okay, so it looks like the extra damage only works if they're restrained by the thorny things. So the spell didn't work, but your arrow strike hits, so it is not restrained, unfortunately. Based on that, did you now want to move to finish off your turn, or stay in your current position?
I think I'll kind of hang a little bit further back while I've got the range.
Perfect. I'm going to have you move just a little bit away from the giant, put some more distance between you and him. So awesome. And then Drunor, after you, the giant gets to go. It is going to start running towards you. But it is cautious after you hit it. So it's going to move forward about 20 feet, which puts it at about 20 feet from Clarence and Ori. Ori, at this point, you do see the giant running towards you guys. So you see a very massive, dangerous looking thing. The giant draws its great club. It's like twice as long as all of you. So that's very scary. And that is its turn. Next up, Brontornis, you see the other 2 bandits that were out near the crater. One of them runs towards you and draws a sword. But then it is your turn, Brontornis. What would you like to do? There's a bandit that's about 5 feet from you now, running forward with an axe and a sword drawn.
So I have still not seen the giant. Is that right?
Correct. You've heard something big moving further away from you, but
Okay. I am going to do. I think I will just do a dagger throw to whichever bandit is nearest.
Cool. Yeah, roll a d20, and it'll be a +4 to hit, so that's a pretty good roll.
With
Okay,
the
17.
Oh, yeah. What was the question, Danny?
with the spiritual weapon, it should still be going.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, your spiritual weapon is still active if you wanted to use that instead. Swing
yeah.
that hammer around for another hit. Yeah, so that'll be a +5, actually. So what'd you roll just now for the dagger?
17.
Okay, so let's just give that to the spiritual weapon. So then instead of rolling dagger damage, if you want to roll a d8 +3, great call, Dan. It's going to deal a lot more damage than a dagger could.
Okay,
Also,
so 5 on the d8, so that is 8.
Nice. Yeah. What were you going to say, Danny?
Also, the spiritual weapon should be a bonus action, so you can also do something and then hit it with the spiritual weapon.
Oh, great point.
I have it in my campaign, so.
That's awesome. No, you're totally right. So after hitting it for for 8 damage with your weapon. So you notice your magical carnival hammer comes and like hits it in the side and kind of knocks it to the side, but it's still standing and it only has a little bit of health left. And you could probably kill that with the dagger if you wanted to fly in and try to stab it to finish it off, to
Yeah,
finish the bandit off.
let's do a melee dagger attack.
I love it. I love you swooping in with a dagger, just wah. So, yeah, roll another d20 then. So, because that was your bonus action for the spiritual weapon.
7.
A 7 plus a 4 actually. Oh no, with the leather armor that does not hit. That just barely misses. So you do you want to, as your dagger strike misses, try to tackle him as just like a free action?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. So you guys will roll opposing strength checks. So can you roll me a d20, and he will also get a d20 to try to resist being grappled.
Okay, I have rolled 11.
So you get a +0 to your strength. So he also has +0, but he rolled a 17. So you kind of slam into him, but he resists getting tackled by you. He's a little bigger than you. So okay, that was a good turn. That was fun. So he's still up, but he's hurt from that spiritual weapon strike. So bandit number 2, he is kind of running towards you guys in the camp. He sees Drunor back up from the giant after firing an arrow at him, and he is going to fire an arrow at Drunor. He doesn't really understand there's a giant here yet. Or actually, no, he's going to see the giant and see you backing up, and he's going to yell at Drunor and go, let's take out the giant first, and then we'll figure things out. So he's actually going to fire an arrow at the giant, and he hits. And he hits the giant in the shoulder for a little bit of damage. So it seems like this bandit kind of is not attacking you, but attacking the giant instead. So that is helpful. Ori, it is your turn next. There is 3 bandits in play, 1 in the tent, 1 that just fired an arrow at the giant, 1 that is fighting Brontornis, and then the giant. What would you like to do?
Okay, so can you in the map it looked as though there was a tent between the giant and us. Is that still the case?
No. So here, actually, I'll show you. So,
oh, okay.
So it's kind of mirrored on my screen, so it's hard for me to gesture. There's
Yeah.
you and Clarence outside this tent,
So
and
okay.
the giant's over here. So there's like a little fire that's right here, but the tents are not in between you guys.
Okay, I understand. Then, I'm gonna try something.
Okay.
And I'm assuming giants are stupid.
They have pretty low, and yeah, they have an intelligence of 5. So yeah, they're not bright.
Okay. And how far are we from this giant in feet?
25 feet. 25 feet.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I'm going to cast Mage Hand in front of the giant's face.
Okay.
And just slap him with it. And then I basically want to use it to distract him, so that he'll be sort of like swiping at the Mage Hand while the rest of us are firing at him.
You can 100% do that. Let me pull up Mage Hand. I mean, you can definitely distract him with it.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure you might be able to deal with a little bit of like unarmed attack damage. Let me just read about that real quick.
Okay. The hand can attack.
Yeah, it can attack,
So,
but it can slap him and distract him 100%. So
okay, yeah.
I'm gonna have him roll an intelligence saving throw against your magic to see if he can resist. And
okay,
based on his bonus to intelligence, I'm pretty sure he's gonna fail. So yeah, he rolled actually an 11, which is surprisingly high. But against your magical your spell DC is 14, so he will become distracted by this mage hand. So you see him kind of running around and spinning around, chasing it, very confused. So on his next turn, he will be distracted. Nice job. Sweet. So Clarence, you are up next. You can see where all 3 bandits are on the battlefield. You've seen that number 2 seems to be helping you all against the giant. Number 3 is still in his tent confused. Bandit number 1 is fighting Brontornis, and the giant is now confused. If you were to attack the giant, you would get advantage because of sneak attack and because it's confused by the hand. So
Okay, I'm gonna throw daggers at it. So they have a bunch of daggers now.
Go for it. Just sweet. Well, those will all be at advantage, so feel free to do that.
12 hit?
A 12 would hit. The hill giant. No, the hill giant has AC of 13 due to
Okay.
its natural armor from its hide. So
12 again. So that one misses.
okay,
And then I'll throw another dagger.
cool.
3. So here's the rolls I was talking about. 14. Yeah, one hits.
14 hits, sweet. We'll roll damage for that, and then add your sneak attack bonus.
2 plus, and then okay. 2 plus 2, so 4.
Nice. Okay, so you hit it. It looks like it's down to about 85% of its total health after taking 2 arrows and a dagger. So you're whittling it down for sure. So after a bunch of daggers, did you want to move or use any other bonus actions?
I think I'll move back.
Okay, kind of closer to where Jir'Haniya is.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But
All
like
right.
maybe like as far back as him, but kind of go away because
Yeah, put a little more space in between you and the giant. Perfect. Awesome. Well, yeah, you throw those daggers, one of them lands, and you move back. That is an awesome turn. Bandit number 3 finally gets its armor on in its tent, and it runs out. I'm going to have him make an intelligence throw just to see if he can tell what's going on, because he is very confused. Okay, he rolls a 14. So he kind of sees that you guys are here, and you're not part of his group, but he sees that there's a giant and understands this is the main threat. So he's actually going to run forward and attack the giant himself. So he's helping you guys, and he is able to hit. And so he does. Oh, he actually lands a pretty good attack on the giant's thigh. He's able to deal 8 damage to it, so pretty hefty hit. So that is Bandit 3's turn, and now it goes to Drunor. Back to the top of the round.
Okay, so I'm just gonna aim at the giant.
Cool.
And try and hit it.
Great, and keep in mind, because of Ori's mage hand distracting him, you get advantage on this roll, and then also with your favorite terrain, those kind of both give you advantage. So roll twice and pick the higher with that longbow.
So the first one I got 25, which I don't think I'm going to get any higher.
You never know.
No, I got 17 the second time, so 20.
Hey, that's still gonna hit for sure.
It's pretty good. And damage 9.
9, nice. Okay, so yeah, you fire an arrow and hit the giant in the back, right at the edge of one of its shoulder blades, so it deals a pretty hefty amount of damage. And this thing is now at about 70% of its total health. So you guys have knocked it down a pretty significant amount. So that is awesome. You fire an arrow and hit it. Did you want to reposition it all, or you're still pretty far from it because it hasn't moved because it's distracted by the mage hand? So do you want to stay in that position or move closer or kind of move to flank it?
Yeah, I think I've got a bonus action, so I can cast Ensnare and Strike again. So I think I'll give that a try just for my next go to see if
Great.
it works.
Did you want to cast it before you shot this arrow, or wait till the next arrow to cast it?
Oh, I'll wait to the next one. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, that sounds like a plan. So the giant is now going to continue swiping at the mage hand. I am going to have it roll an intelligence save to see if it can figure out that it's just being distracted. It fails, so it is still distracted by Ori, so that's awesome. Bandit number 1 is near Brontornis. Bandit number 1 is going to try to attack Brontornis with its weapons. It has that axe and that sword drawn. It rolls a 1. So actually, because it rolled a 1, Brontornis, it lunges at you with your sword, and because you're close to it, you actually get an opportunity to stab it with your dagger if you want.
Yes, absolutely. Stab
Great.
him.
Yeah, roll a d20 to see if you hit it.
A 7 again.
A 7 plus 4. Okay, so it just misses. So you actually stab him, but his leather armor catches it, and you don't really deal any damage. So he's going to attack with his other weapon now. He misses with that, so you're fine. So he tries to attack you twice and misses every time. So, and it is your turn next. So this guy, you want to try to stab him again, or cast a spell?
For the third time.
Try to stab him for the 3rd time. Okay. Roll that d20.
19 this time.
That'll hit. So that'll be a d4 plus 2.
A 4.
Nice. 6 damage, max damage. That kills him. So you finally stab him a couple times and he goes down. All right. So bandit number 1 is down. Now there's just bandits 2 and 3, but they are both helping fight the giant, which is nice. So bandit 2 goes next. He pulls an arrow and starts aiming at the giant, but then he sees his friend go down. So he is going to turn at Brontoris and fire an arrow at you angrily as you stab his friend. Oof, that is going to hit. So he fires an arrow that hits you for 3 damage.
Getting my ass kicked out here.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. You're the only one taking hits. So a second arrow
But you're-
hits you in the
You're
leg.
kicking ass too. You're taking out these bandits left and right.
That's true. You've
Thank
taken
you
the
for your
most
service.
Yeah, Brontornis has taken the most damage, but also gotten the most kills so far. So, so Brontornis, you take an arrow in the leg. It does a lot less damage than that first arrow, but you're still getting close to. You're at about 60% of your health, so not excellent. But you're hanging in there. And Ori, it is your turn next. Your mage hand is still distracting this giant. What else would you like to do?
Okay. Where is everybody in relation to each other? Are we still sort of in the same general spaces?
Yes, so really no one moved last session or last round, except for Clarence moving back towards Drunar, and then Bandit 3 ran up to the giant. So otherwise, everyone's in the same positions.
Okay, I'll Eldritch Blast the giant.
Perfect. So that's going to be a +6 to hit.
10.
That'll hit. So then it's a
Nice.
D10 of damage.
6.
6. Nice. Okay. So the giant is now at about 60% health. You guys are hitting it really hard. So your Eldritch Blast hits it in the back of its shoulder and it bellows as it keeps swiping at your mage hand. So that is awesome. Did you want to reposition it all or stay in the same position you're at?
I want to move around. I want to put. I got a plan, sort of. I want to put a tent between myself and the giant.
Okay, perfect. So that tent that's just behind you, do you just kind of want to move around that now so you can kind of take cover behind it?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, you are now behind cover from the giant. Awesome. Clarence, you are up next. The giant's about 40 feet from you, a little bit further away. And then Bandit 2 just fired an arrow and hit Brontornis. You saw that kind of out of the corner of your eye. So what would you like to
How
do?
far am I from him?
You are 20 feet from Bandit 2.
Right, I will throw a dagger at him.
Nice. All right, roll that d20. And because his back is turned to you and he's firing an arrow at Brontornis, you get advantage on that. So sneak attack also if you hit for the damage bonus.
13.
A 13 hits. His AC is 12.
Then 2, but then I can roll the sneak attack.
Yep, I think that's a d6 for you, right? Based on your level.
So 2 plus 8, 10 damage.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, you throw a dagger and hit Bandit 2 in the back. It hits him like right near the top of his spine, so he kind of falls to the ground. He's not dead, but he's out of the fight. He has 1 HP left, so he's not fighting anymore. So he drops his bow and everything and goes down completely.
Okay.
Nice.
Then, am I able to, since I can do the 2-hand strike, can I move forward, throw something at the giant?
100%. Yeah.
I'll do that.
So I'm going to kind of move over to the edge of the tent that Ori's taking cover behind. So you're just within range of that giant and you can throw a dagger. And you get advantage on this as well because it's distracted by the mage hand.
5's not gonna hit. 14 hit,
A 14 hits, absolutely.
and then that's just 1 piercing damage, unless the sneak attack works with that
Sneak
one.
attack would apply. There's no limit to how many times you can use
Right.
sneak attack in a turn, right? So yeah, it should apply.
So 7 damage.
7 total, nice. Okay.
Now I'm down to 1 dagger.
Nice. Well, as you throw some daggers around, that is awesome. So Bandit 3 is going to go next, and it's going to attack the giant again, and it hits it. It deals 7 damage to the giant. And after Bandit 3 goes Drunar. So Drunar, you see this giant's at about half health now. It's taken a lot of hit from a bunch of people. What would you like to do?
So I have the spell cast on it already. So let's see how we do with this next hit. So I'm going to hit it.
Perfect. And you get advantage because it's still distracted by Mage Hand.
Yeah. So 18 the first time and 26 the second. Let's go with
Wow.
26.
So that was at 19 plus your 7?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So yeah, those both definitely hit. So yeah, roll damage, and then I'll have it roll its strength throw to see if it resists the ensnaring strike.
So 10 damage.
Nice. It rolled again it does resist, it rolled a 17, so it does resist the ensnaring strike. It shakes off the thorns, but it takes a really bad hit right in the back of its calf, so its leg is kind of like hindered a little bit by that arrow. So awesome. Well, next up, it's the giant's turn, and it's taken enough damage. It's going to kind of like swipe at the mage hand, and it drops its great club and starts running. So it starts retreating. It moves 30 feet away from all of you. Now, Bandit 3 gets an attack of opportunity against it as it flees. He hits it for 4 more damage. So, Drunar, with your experience with giants, you know that giants will either fight to the bitter end, or if they take a bunch of damage really quick, they will flee. It seems like this giant is doing the latter, where it is fleeing. So, based on your experience, you think that it's not going to come back if it starts fleeing. So, I will leave that if you want to relay to everyone.
I shout out saying the giant is done.
Nice. So everyone, you hear Drunor say, "The giant's done," and you see it start retreating. So, Brontornis, it goes to your turn next. You see the bandit that shot the arrow at you fall down with a knife in his back from Clarence. And then you notice that where the giant fled from, that bandit 3 is standing with a sword. That bandit has not taken damage. What do you want to do? And just keep in mind the bandit number 2 that fired the arrow at you, with that knife in its back, it looks alive, but it's not in the fight anymore. It can't fight. So
How many bandits are left altogether?
just 2.
Just two, okay.
The one that's badly wounded by Clarence, and the one that was fighting the giant.
Okay.
That one's taken no damage. So
Okay.
Okay, I am gonna. How far away is the bandit who's still in the fight?
he is about 35 feet from you.
Okay, he is too far for a dagger throw then.
Well, you could move and then throw your dagger, so he'd be within range if you did that. Yeah.
Yeah, and how many daggers do I have? I feel like I've used a lot.
I think you just had 2 going in. So, well, you use that one to stab the guy. So you have 2. You could throw one and then have one on hand still.
Yeah, let's do that. I'll move forward and throw a dagger at him.
Perfect. Well, roll me that d20, please. It'll be a +4 to hit.
I rolled an 11.
That hits. Awesome. So yeah, roll a d4 then, the 4-sided dice.
Yeah, 4.
Nice. Max damage. That's 6 damage total. So that drops him down to below half health. So you throw your auxiliary dagger and hit him in the side, and he goes, ah, like he just thought he won against a giant. Now a dagger hits him in the back. He's like, what the hell? So that is a good turn. You moved and you attacked. Bandit 2 is down. So Ori, you see the giant fleeing. You hear Drunor say that the giant's finished. He's not going to come back. And you see Bandit 3 take a dagger from Brontornis. What would you like to do?
Is Bandit 3 on the ground? Is he like?
He's at about half
still...
health. He's still in the fight, but 1 or 2 more hits will take him down.
Oh, okay. Then where am I in relation to him?
You're just behind the cover of the tent. He was where the giant was, so he's about 30 feet from you.
Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna throw a dagger at him myself.
Nice. All right, go for it. So that's going to be let me look at your character sheet. It'll be a d20, and throwing the dagger will be it'll be a +2. So +2 to hit.
So 18 with the modifier.
That hits, absolutely.
Cool.
So then roll a d4, and it'll be just a straight d4 of damage.
Okay. 1.
All right. So you hit him for 1 damage. It kind of like grazes his face and cuts pretty deep, but he's still got about a third of his health left after that. So he's still in the fight. Did you want to do any other bonus actions? I can check and see if you have any bonus actions. Besides movement, if you wanted to do any of that.
Yeah, I want to get closer to him, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, the only bonus action spell you have is Misty Step. Because this combat's almost over, I don't think you need to use that. That's
No,
just
yeah.
yeah. So cool. I'll have you move closer to him, so on your next turn you can choose between melee or ranged.
Right.
Perfect. After Ori, it is Clarence. Clarence, there is only one enemy still in the fight. Bandit number 3. What would you like to do?
How far is he from me?
He is because you moved to throw the dagger at the giant. He is about 25 feet from you.
Can I move up to him and then use my short sword?
Absolutely.
I'll do that. 13 to hit.
That'll hit just barely. Or actually not just barely. He has 12 AC, so
And then
100%.
6 damage.
Nice. Do you want to kill him then with the 6 damage? That's enough to kill him.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so you run him through with your short sword, and he kind of just stops and falls limp to the ground. So the combat is over. You all have survived. Well done. All the bandits are dead except for bandit number 2, which you hit and kind of crippled with your dagger. He's kind of like paralyzed. So he is still alive but dying. Do you want to interrogate him or put him out of his misery? Or
No, yeah. Let's beat some information out of this guy.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Pull
okay.
off that dagger and hold it under his throat.
Okay. He goes, stop. We surrender. How did you bring a giant into this? What happened?
Nice. Yeah, that was totally planned.
Oh my! Take whatever you want. I just take it and let us go. I'll give you
Who do you
whatever
work
information you
for?
want. I don't know. Our leader got hired by someone. He went down to the meteor. We haven't heard from him since. I was getting ready to either take the money that we'd been given up front and leave, or to go in and try to get the treasure we were hired to get. But I'm not the one in charge. I'm just a hired mercenary.
What's the
What's
treasure?
in the hole?
What was your question, Lindsay?
What's in the hole?
Yeah.
He goes, I don't know. They said it was something that, I don't know. I guess our buyers said there could be some kind of magical ore or some weapon from the heavens, but I heard rumors that there was something from like an ancient god and some cult wanted us to deliver it to him. I don't know. I'm just here for the gold. It was a good payout. I couldn't say no.
And you say your leader's already in the hole?
Yeah, our
Did you
leader's
say
name
who
is
does number 2 work for?
who does number 2 work? I don't know who number 2 is. My name's Doral, but our leader Ricard, he went into the hole yesterday. We haven't heard from anyone who went in with him since.
So he went in and didn't come back out, and
Right.
nobody else came back
we were
out.
supposed to keep anyone away while they did their excavation, but they should have been back by now. I mean, Ricard went in with 6 of our other people, and they haven't come out yet. So me and the other guys here who, oh gosh, they're all dead. Oh gods, what happened? It happened so quick.
Hmm.
How long ago did they go in?
It was yesterday morning. They should have been back by now. That's all I know, I promise. Just let me go.
Tell us about your leader. Oh, sorry.
You have an unladen swallow.
Well, he goes, yeah, Ricard is yeah, he's a dragonborn from up near Tumlakar, I think, way far in the north, but he's hired me before for some carriage raids, stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about the guy. He's just, he's a pretty well respected criminal. Huh.
Do we let him run off, guys, or do we? We have another
Yes.
habit when people win the next, so I'm just,
I'm chaotic neutral. I don't care what we do with him.
Chaotic
Oh.
good. They're like stealing, so like.
What was that, David? I didn't catch that.
I said, what a surprise scene as you murdered someone in their sleep. Just
Kevin, you're definitely playing the chaotic neutral perfectly. So I dig
Yeah,
it.
thank you. Thank you.
What does Clarence think about this? About letting the guy go or not?
Oh no, because like they stole from like his other thing.
Hmm. We should take him with us.
Could take him.
He's gonna need help walking after the dagger strike that Clarence gave to him. So
Oh.
I kind of think that.
is this the one who shot me in the leg?
yes.
I think he has.
I vote we kill him.
Uh,
When Torn is like points at the arrows in him, and so then I'll just
I feel like we're doing him a favor if we just kill him, to be honest.
Yeah, I just kill him when I see the arrow.
Okay, yeah, you put him out of his misery. He dies quick. So, you guys have already looted the camp during the combat. What was that, Lindsay? Oh, sorry, I didn't catch that.
I was saying he shot me with an arrow. He don't get a quick death. Come on.
Well,
He has on his back, right?
Stick him in, let's just press it into him even more, so it just it really hurts him when he dies as well.
Oh, no, he's got an arrow in his back, so I opt for a choke slam that pushes the arrow rest of the way
Through
through.
that is effective, and it does the deed. So, well, the bandit camp is clear. You guys have a clear shot to go into the meteor crater. So, do you guys want to go into the depth, or do you want to wait? You guys can take a short rest so that Brontornis can heal a bit. Maybe one of those health potions that Ori found in the tent.
Yeah, we should give him a health potion, right?
Yeah.
Hang on, I think I do also have some healing spells, I believe.
Oh, you do, yeah. I mean, spare the dying is going to be if someone's at 0, which is not the case for you. But you do have, you could do prayer of healing on yourself. So you could do that to anyone who's taken damage for sure, and you could ritual cast that so it wouldn't take a spell slot.
I have a cure wounds.
Oh, that would work also. Yeah. So
I'll cast that on. I'll cure the little birdie man's.
that's going to be a D8 plus 2. So can you roll that, Drunor?
Yeah. What do I need to roll? Sorry.
Oh, just a 1d8 plus 2. That'll be how much he heals by. So, as long as you roll a 6 or higher, it'll heal him fully.
1d8.
Drunor is a fully licensed wildlife rehabilitation specialist. He knows how to heal birds in the wild.
Absolutely.
They're gonna put a little box over me so that I don't get confused.
I love it.
I was wondering if I should roll. I was wondering if I should roll animal handling. Actually,
you could. You could.
Oh, sorry. D8. I rolled something else completely different. D8 plus 2. Let me see. Roll this one. Let's go. 8 plus 2, so 10.
Nice. So, Brontornis, you are back to full health because you had taken 8 damage total. So,
Nice.
you are back to full health. That is awesome. All right. Well, with everyone fully healed, so, as everyone, and now that everyone's back to full health, steps to the edge of this bizarre hole in the center of the crater, looking down, you see that it goes down about 40 feet. And it looks like, based on the markings around it, that the bandits who went in before probably lowered some ropes in, and then the ones up top kind of retrieved the ropes so no one could go in after them. You did find those ropes in the other tent, so do you guys want to recreate that or find another way to descend into the hole? Before you guys, I was just going to say, with your passive perceptions, you can tell there's been no other traps or anything like that around if you guys enter in this way.
Probably should enter the same. Well, they haven't come back, so it's like, well, how would they come back if the ropes were pulled up?
Well, they would have been waiting for their friends to bring them up with those ropes. That's why those 3 were kind of hanging out by the end of it. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Or by the edge of the crater hole. Yeah. Do you guys take those ropes you found at the bandits' tent and head down, or do you want Brontornis to fly you all down, angel style, just carrying you, or how do you guys want to descend into there?
I mean, if that's an option.
I think Brontornis should carry Drunor down as a measure of thanks for his healing spell.
I like it. And then
the rest of us can take ropes.
Clarence and Ori can just kind of rappel down like badasses. I like it.
Sounds good to me.
Oh, hi, Amos. Sorry, my cat just made a very loud noise. But yeah, so the 4 of you go in. Drunor being held, by Brontornis's.
It's like when all the superheroes are coming, and the ones that can fly are carrying the ones that can't fly. It's that.
Exactly. So down within, you see like a very unnatural looking subterranean chamber where the ground has like blossomed open underneath this crater. It seems very strange and magically formed. Normally you expect to not have anything below a crater like this, so that is very bizarre. And leading further in, there's kind of a hole at the far end of this round chamber that leads further in. And you guys detect no traps or anything like that at the entrance to that hall. So do you guys continue within?
Yeah.
Like so.
Sure.
Are we in a ruin or a dungeon now?
You are in a dungeon, and so yes, Clarence, with your abilities delving into dungeons, let me just make sure I'm giving you all the stuff. So your archaeologist's historical knowledge trait lets you ascertain original purpose and builders. And so in this case, it tells you that this wasn't built by any of the sentient humanoids that are in Jir'Haniya. This seems like it's some kind of magical creation. And so it wasn't built by any like sentient humanoids. It seems like it's kind of blossomed from within whatever made this crater. But in terms of determining its purpose, it just seems like it was designed to be a funnel into something else. Like it's leading you towards something.
I tell the others that.
Okay. So with a little bit of trepidation as you all go in, you do come to a large rectangular chamber, and it feels rather out of place for something that the walls are kind of like very compacted dirt, like you're deep underground, but this looks very like built, which is strange. And the picture I gave you is kind of a layout of the room. There's a large pillar in the center that is of a square shape. And then around it, there are those 4 stars. Those are each statues. And the little arrow near them points to which direction they're facing. But the one with the number 1 near it is a statue of a human. Number 2 is a statue of an elf. Number 3 is a statue of a dwarf. And number 4 is a statue of a dragonborn. So going in the room, I would like everyone to roll inspection checks to see what's in this large room. Also at the far end, there are 2 openings. Those are labeled A and B, but they have kind of strange magical barriers that are kind of shimmering, and you can't really get through them. So that is what you find. Yes, investigation. Or if you guys wanted to roll something similar and just made a case for it with your character, we can do that too.
14.
Nice. So I'll tell everyone what they find once I have all the numbers, but 14 for Clarence is solid.
Feel like
13.
Zelda.
13 for Ori, nice.
Yeah.
Junior, what'd you roll?
Yeah, so is it did you say investigation or perception? Did you say sorry?
It'd be investigation because you're kind of searching in this room. Your passive perception shows no enemies or anything like that.
14.
14, awesome.
I rolled a 13.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, everyone's got pretty good rolls. Clarence has the highest. And with that roll, so you guys look around and you've been able to see that these statues, it looks like they're on kind of like rotating like stands. So you can actually move them however you want. And on the pillar in the center of the room, on the side facing away from your entrance, there's 5 little like bricks on it that are different color than the rest of the bricks that make up this pillar, and they seem kind of like a softer material. Like they're definitely like solid bricks, but they look like they can be like chipped or whittled away and also pushed in slightly. And above these 5 differently colored bricks, there's a riddle, and it says, it looks like there's something written in a strange language, and actually Clarence is able to read it. It is actually written in primordial, which is a language that Clarence speaks. And so it says, the sun rises, the people come, they grow the wheat, the moon watches, eventually only skulls remain. So the wheel of life turns and turns. And that is all that you all find in this strange room.
Seems really benign except for the part about the skulls.
Can you repeat that?
I sure can. So it says, the sun rises, the people come, they grow the wheat, the moon watches, eventually only skulls remain, the wheel of life turns and turns. And I'm actually going to copy that into the Discord really quick so you guys can reference that. And then I'm going to do something bold here and let the cats out because one of them is being very loud. So hopefully they don't wreak too much havoc, so you guys will get to meet them in just a moment here.
Aw.
But I'll let you guys discuss the riddle while I grab them.
I absolutely suck at Tomb Raider, guys, so I don't think I am much help here.
Yeah, it's like there's a harvest or something. Oh no! Oh no!
Here are the little guys.
Oh,
They want to.
climb.
How old are they, Josh?
Hello, I'm back now. So
How old are
here's
they?
Amos. Oh, they're 10 weeks old.
Wow.
So Amos was the one being very talkative. Say hi.
Cool.
Yes. But yes, so in the Discord now, you guys have that riddle.
Oh, okay.
So there was something about some of the bricks being, they look like they can be soft or pushed in. Should we just push those and see if something happens?
Yep.
See if that reveals more information.
So those 5 bricks, nothing happens if you push on them. They go back about 2 to 3 inches into the thing, but nothing happens when you push them. And you can also kind of get something sharp and kind of push them back out. They don't come all the way out, but they can move in and out. It doesn't really seem to do anything when you do that, though. I'm drawing the curtains here because the cats will climb them, so gotta bunch them up.
And the statues around the room, can they be moved?
They can
Yes,
be
they can
right?
they can rotate. Yeah, they can rotate for sure. 360 degrees.
Move around the room, they can just rotate.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, they can't move around the room. They can just rotate. So
Are they all looking? Are they all pointed at the? They're not all pointed at the column, right?
correct. Yeah, the one that's a human is facing to the far side of the room. The one that is an elf is facing towards the human, so that they're facing at each other. The third one, which is a dwarf, is facing back towards the entrance, and then the dragonborn is facing towards the human to the side. So
On the map to our right, there's like a little nook.
yep, and there's nothing in there. I was thinking of putting something in there when I made that map, and I decided not to. So
Can I roll a history check to see if I know anything more?
sure. Yeah, roll a history check for sure.
17.
So with a 17, as Amos nibbles on my cord here, let me think of what a 17 would give you. Hey, don't bite that. No. With a 17, you would know that traditionally in this homebrew world of Jir'Haniya, that elves, dwarves, and humans have all gotten along, as well as dragonborns. But elves sometimes will consider themselves kind of superior to the other species. And then dragonborns have tried venturing into the south to have like their own homeland. And it's been largely unsuccessful because in the south of this world, there's a place called the Dunvar Pass, which is very dangerous, has lots of old massive creatures, and so there's lots of dragonborn mythology about the south and kind of a homeland that they wanted but haven't been able to get yet. So
Can I do an Arcana check?
you sure can. Yes. Oh, Amos.
So
Sorry, I'm like warding them off from the keyboard here. I've got like my protections up. Silly guys.
ugh, okay, 8. That's with my 5. I rolled a 3, and I have a 5 modifier.
Oh, okay. Sorry, the babysitting cats is hard. I might put them back away in a second because this is chaotic. Yeah. I'm actually gonna do that really quick. But with an 8, you think that there might be some spells that you can trigger against these bricks that might trigger a certain sequence, but that's just a hunch. So give me one moment here.
Seems like each part of the riddle is associated with one of the statues. We have to figure out which one is which.
Oh, yeah.
What if Clarence's law says that the elves hold themselves higher than other people, then maybe they would be the first ones because it says like the other ones come after.
Yeah, maybe see if they have like a different. Why is there black everywhere? Like holding different things, the statues, and they're doing different things.
Yeah.
So I just put my headset back on, so I caught the end of that question. If the statues are holding any significant objects. Actually, none of them have any objects. They're all depicted as being clad in pretty plain clothes. So there's really not any symbols on them that are able to point any clues in the right direction.
Should we try pointing them all to the center?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Start off with.
Cool. All right. Well, you guys point them all towards the center, and nothing happens.
You like kind of like anything that kind of says that who built this place.
So far, based on everything in here, it seems like it's kind of some manifestation of the magic. It doesn't seem like anyone built this in any like cohesive, planned way, if that makes sense.
So it's some like ancient city that just sprung up after the meteor hit.
Potentially.
Okay. Would it make sense for me to cast True Strike against the column? Would that tell me anything?
Can't hurt to try.
All right, let's do it then.
Cool. Are you just gonna then like kind of palm strike the pillar to see if it reveals anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that, yeah.
As you do that, I sent you guys the little riddle there. I'm going to send it again, but as you hit it, a few of the words glow. So let me write that out, and I'm going to put the glowing words in italics. So give me 1 second to do that. So it illuminates the words skulls, it illuminates sun, people, wheat, moon, and skulls. Those words all glow as you hit it with the magical strike.
That's 5 words, and there's 5 bricks, right?
Correct.
Can I detect magic?
You can. Just keep in mind, before when you did it above the crater, it was overwhelming, so it could be potentially dangerous to do it again in here.
I will ask everyone to hold me while I do it.
Okay. All right. So as you cast it, I do need you to make another wisdom saving throw, but if you succeed, you'll be able to garner some information from it.
14.
Oh, a 14. I set the DC at 15, so it just barely fails. So as you cast it, you take 2 psychic damage, but you are able to ascertain that there is some magic in the pillar, and that doing something to the 5 bricks corresponding to that message will unlock something. But it does cost you 2 psychic damage because there's so much magical white noise around from this area.
That's okay.
Could I roll eye for detail to see, uncover and decipher clues?
Yeah. Would that be a perception or investigation to get that?
Perception check.
Yeah, go for it. That'll be a DC 15 also.
4.
A 4?
Hit the side of the screen, it was gonna be a 20.
No. Well, with a 4, based on what you got, there's not much else to go off of.
But for the bricks, are they different color? Like each one's a different color or has an image on it?
Nope. All 5 have no images on them. They are just a slightly more pale hue than the other bricks around them, but all 5 are the same color.
Sun, people, wheat, moon, skulls.
Well, there's 4 statues and a pillar, and there's 5 bricks. So 5.
Okay.
And there's 5 words that are highlighted in italics as well. So is there certain ones of those words that can be associated with the types that the cultures that are in the statues?
That's a good point. But thinking of the different cultures that the statues represent, all 4 of those species of humanoids have some cultural touchstones, but they have a lot of separate cultures around the world. And so it's really hard to distill any of them into like one cohesive symbol. And none of them would really go with the 5 words that are highlighted. So while I like that idea, that doesn't solve the clue. Now, as you guys are staring at this, if anyone wants to make just straight up intelligence checks to get a clue, feel free to do that as you guys are looking at it.
I'll do an investigation
Nice.
check.
Yeah, investigation or intelligence, that works.
So 9 plus 5 is 14.
Okay.
I got a 21 for intelligence.
Oh,
Nice.
nice. So as you guys are looking at this, Ori realizes like that not only are the 5 bricks kind of a different hue than the other bricks and they can move back and forth, but they also seem to have like they're slightly a different material. They're not as solid rock as the others and not quite as smooth. And then Clarence, as you look at this and kind of feel them, you realize that like with your fingernail, you can just kind of like carve into them a little bit and it almost responds like wood where it doesn't crumble, but you can just etch stuff into it. So it seems like these were made to where either with like a fingernail or a dagger point, you can etch something into these bricks, and that could perhaps be helpful.
Should we try etching the words?
Yeah.
Okay.
One.
Yeah. So as you guys etch those symbols into those 5 highlighted words, the magical barrier in the hallway marked A kind of starts glowing even brighter, and then it vanishes. So you did solve that puzzle. Good job.
Nice.
Yeah. So if you guys go further down that hallway that just opened up looking in, it doesn't go much further in, but there is something, it only goes about 30 feet back and then it ends. But in the shadows there is some kind of large creature. Do you guys want to shine a light and see what it is? Or it doesn't seem like it's moving. You can just kind of hear it breathing very quietly.
I do. Yeah.
Okay. Inside, you guys see an ankylosaurus.
Nice.
Yes.
Aww.
I was gonna have some kind of little boss creature in here, and then I decided to make it a dinosaur after earlier in the game. So, this creature stands up, and it has the big so Ankylosaurus has the like the spiked tail, right?
The Thagomizer. That's what it's called. Yeah.
Nice. I know that Lindsay is our resident paleontology expert, so he's got a couple. Shout out to his novels that involve a lot of paleontology and stuff. So, yes. So tell us a little bit about the Ankylosaurus, Lindsay, before we jump into this interaction.
So the Ankylosaurus is enormous. It's like 8 tons, heavily armored. The end of its tail, it has a huge bony club, which itself is heavy enough to break every bone in your body. You don't really want to be fighting one in a dungeon. Bad idea.
So because this is a magical dungeon and I don't want anyone's characters to get killed immediately, this is a magically small Ankylosaurus. So it is about the size of a horse. So while it would be a fearsome opponent, oh gosh, that sounds bright. My cats are back in their safe space. I will close that. So this one is smaller, so it looks like you guys could handle it in a fight, but it still looks pretty armored up, and Brontornis has seen this creature depicted in the mythology of his homeland. The other 3 of you have never seen a creature like this, so it is quite disturbing to see something like this. But I do need everyone to roll either an insight or animal handling check on this creature.
Yeah. I will roll animal handling, but I still only got a 6. So
I got a 6 as
oh,
well.
sorry, insight plus 5. I'll roll an insight.
Okay.
I rolled 6 plus 5, so 11.
Okay.
I rolled a 3 and my modifier was -1.
Cool. So Ori is just like, is this creature even real? What is happening right now?
14 insight.
Okay, so actually, as everyone's just trying to assess if this creature is going to leap out and pounce, Drunor, with your experience, you've never encountered a creature like this, but you look at it and think, this thing's not aggressive yet. Like, we might be able to find some way to convince it to help us potentially.
Can I try to charm it?
You certainly can. Yes. So with charm person, that is going to be so normally it only applies to humanoids, but because this is a magical area, you can attempt to do it. So do you want to still cast it against the creature?
Why not? When in a massive canyon under the ground, in a magical place, why not?
That's the soundest logic I've ever heard, so I'm going to go with it. So it fails its wisdom save, so you are indeed able to charm it. So its demeanor was already kind of more curious than hostile, but after Drunor casts its spell, it's going to get even more relaxed and kind of saunter towards the four of you, and kind of nuzzle you in a friendly manner. It does not seem hostile at all. It regards all four of you as friendly creatures. So it kind of looks at you, and you guys notice that as it's looking at the four of you and kind of nuzzling you happily, it's also looking at the four statues and kind of looking back at you guys. But you can't really garner much more than that unless you guys want to try to play with it or try to get it to help you in some other way. But it does regard you as friendly now.
Maybe it wants to destroy the statues.
Perhaps.
Okay.
So-
Is there behind the dinosaur? Is there still further to go in the passage?
So actually, it ends just where you initially found the creature. But if you wanted to go back there now, the creature's not like hostile. You can go and inspect it and see if there's anything of note back there. So yes, if you go back there, you would notice that on the ground, there's a bunch of like bones around where this thing was sitting, possibly those bandits that went in earlier. Certainly enough bones to account for 7 humanoid bandits. But if you look underneath those, you would find an inscription in the floor, and that says the following, written in also primordial, so Clarence would have to read it for you. It's the same kind of language that was written on the pillar. So if you were to read that, it says, "The elf looks ahead, always at the North Star. The dwarf and the human ever search east. The dragonborn longs for a homeland in the south." And below that, there is a compass that depicts north being facing the wall that you guys are looking at. So kind of basically up on the map I sent you. And then east would be to the right, south is down, left is west.
Okay, so what do we do now? What do we do?
Yeah.
Can we turn the statues in those directions?
Destroy them all.
I mean, yeah, destroy or turn the statues, up to you guys.
Bruno goes over to the elf and just moves it to the north.
Okay.
Yeah.
With the elf facing north, you notice that kind of a slight purple hue is added to the shimmering door marked B on the east side of the big room. So it seems like it affected that magical barrier somehow.
Turn the other two, or the dwarf and human east.
They were currently all facing inwards, so you could turn those to the east to face that shimmering barrier. And if you did that, yeah, then also a green and gold hue would be added to that shimmering thing. So last there is the Dragonborn, which is currently facing into the center of the room.
Let's turn it south.
As you turn it south, suddenly the magical barrier glows all the colors of the rainbow super bright and then dissipates. So the way is now clear. Proceeding further in there, you guys going forward don't detect any traps, but deeper within, it kind of goes to a winding staircase. It's pretty wide, but you guys can go down it. Do you guys want to leave any kind of the Ankylosaurus is just kind of wandering around the big rectangular room now, just kind of wandering around aimlessly. It's not doing anything of note, but do you guys want to go down this winding stone staircase?
I think so.
The
Does the Ankylosaurus fit down? Can we bring him?
Yeah.
It could fit down. It'd be a little tight, but it could go down with you.
Can he go first? He should go first.
Yeah, we get it to go first.
Okay. Yeah, if you guys kind of nuzzle it that way, it'll go first. And so as it goes down and you guys follow, you go down for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then it opens up into a large chamber that is kind of like a half sphere where the ground is flat, but then it's like a dome over you. And in the center of this dome, there is a glowing orb that looks like it's like a little ball of like purple fire. And it's just kind of like a tiny little sun just undulating there, floating about 2 feet above the ground. And there's nothing else in the room besides that. And the ankylosaurus kind of starts moving along the edge of it, looking at this orb, and kind of like looking at it like hostilely, looking at the orb with some hostility.
I think the orb is not nice.
I'm gonna roll against Arcana and see if there's anything I recognize about the orb.
Okay. Yes, please roll that.
All right, I'll do a history check.
Perfect. Yes.
24.
Yes. So Ori, I'm going to tell you what you find in a minute, but I want to hear what Clarence's history check is.
15.
Cool. So Clarence, with a 15, you've heard a few ancient texts mention orbs that are the incarnation of powerful thoughts of ancient gods, but they're pretty disparate mentions in old texts, not very common, but that is the first thing that comes to mind as you lay eyes on this. Ori, as you move a little bit closer to inspect this orb, you just feel like a knot in your stomach, like of trepidation, like you've encountered not this kind of thing before, but something related to it. And as you kind of stare at it for a few seconds, suddenly you hear a voice in your head saying, "Ah, the one who stole my power.
Oh.
How fortuitous that it would be you that finds this thing I have brought into your world." And you recognize the voice of, I got to look up the name of it because I forgot. What was the name of that ancient god?
Quinn Klugoth.
Quinn Klugoth. Yes, you recognize that evil voice. This is something from that god that you have vowed to seek vengeance upon.
Okay. I'm going to try to blow the light out to blow out that. No.
It doesn't do anything.
Okay.
So the three of you see that Ori's eyes glow slightly purple, and the orb turns from blue to purple as well, as though there's some connection there.
I grab a bag and fill up sand, and I'm like trying to estimate the.
Nice. Tried and true trick for sure.
No, my character has somewhat of a backstory with the gods. Can I roll an insight and see if there's anything I know about it?
Yes, you can. Actually, roll an insight or religion check, please, whichever's higher for you.
I believe it's insight. Yes, I will roll an insight.
Cool.
Nah, I roll a 7, but I've got a +5.
Okay, so with a 12, you get like a vibe that this is from some kind of evil, otherworldly deity. Probably one of the many like malevolent forces in the universe that the gods you served have always stood against. So you just think that this is some kind of supernatural, malevolent force. That sphere. Now, up until this point, only Ori's heard the orb speak, but now it says something that all four of you can hear. You hear a deep voice echo in the chamber, and it says, "You were not the four meant to find this orb, but I suppose I could use you for my purposes as well."
I'm going to cast True Strike on the orb again.
Okay.
So that is okay.
I think for True Strike, it is a so you add it, and then it would be like on a unarmed or weapon strike, it would bolster that. So do you want to kind of do what you did to the pillar and like kind of just hit it with an unarmed strike, but bolstered by True Strike?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you automatically hit because it's not trying to dodge, but as
Right.
you hit it, it launches you across the room. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oof.
It's almost like two magnets going together because your power is
yeah.
derived from that god, and this is something from his too. So it's kind of like two opposing magnets just pop. So
Constitution is 19.
Nice. Okay, so you don't take any damage. You, fall to the ground and are able to get up, but you don't take any damage from this. But it definitely repels your attack for sure.
Oh wow. Okay.
So it seems like your magic might not do anything against this sphere potentially.
You guys got anything?
We could ask it questions.
Oh yeah, good idea.
Ask it, what is it doing here?
I'm here to give power to my followers, to bring about my dominance on this world.
I don't think it's lying.
It seems
I'm gonna
fate has brought this tiefling to me again, for I sought to do the same thing years ago, and he absorbed my power, as was supposed to happen to one of my followers.
So what makes you think that it'll work a second time?
I was hoping for a different outcome. If you would like to take this orb of power, I think fitting 2 of those into one mortal soul would destroy you, so please feel free to take it, and I will try yet a 3rd time to take your world.
Does the dinosaur have any ideas?
It goes, what dinosaur? If there was a creature above, it would be a manifestation of your own thoughts and fears, nothing else.
But we befriended it. It was not our fear.
The dinosaur's just kind of watching this, just kind of like looking at you guys, just kind of like uninterested almost.
Try and charm the orb.
You can try that for sure. So it would be a wisdom saving throw that the orb makes. And wow, okay. I rolled a nat 1.
Oh,
Yeah, it has like a really high wisdom stat, so I did not expect that, but you do charm the orb. So it suddenly turns kind of a green hue, and it says, "Ah, good. Receptacles for my power. The
oh.
tiefling cannot take more power. It already has too much. But the other 3 of you could. Or that creature over there. The more of my power in this world, the more chance I have of domination one day. Even if an unwilling host takes on my powers, they can always be corrupted in the future. Good, good. Which of you will take on this power? Which of you will absorb me willingly?"
If we take some of the power into, say, this little dinosaur friend here, and we kill the dinosaur, does that mean that you are done?
No, like I said, the dinosaur is simply a byproduct of my magical entrance into this world from the heavens. That was simply meant to be an obstacle. It seems you have worked around it, befriended it. It is of no consequence, no. I need a sentient being to take this orb of power.
I don't think I'm going to overthink this. So I'll just volunteer. I'll take the orb of power. See what happens.
Okay. As you approach it, Brontornus, in your mind, you feel like if you let your guard down magically, this thing's just going to seep into your body and overtake you. Do you let it?
Sure.
Okay. I need you to roll me let me look at your character really quick. Can you roll me a wisdom saving throw, which will be a +5? That's your highest stat.
Okay, I roll an 11. So
Okay.
16.
Cool. So you go forward and you let this power go into you, and you just feel a sudden surge of magical energy and power flow through your body, and you're like, wow, this is incredible. And the sphere vanishes, and you just feel it flow into your body, and it's gone. And that the chamber is clear now, and the dinosaur is just kind of looking at you guys. And that's
Okay.
Yeah. So Brontornus, you just feel like you've unlocked new ability to cast magic from the Warlock class. You would have to do more experiments to learn about this. But that is where the session's going to end soon. So you guys have disabled the orb, but now Brontornus is carrying this within him. And so there's not much else to search in the chamber. You guys have found the one thing there. Everything else is empty now. Do you guys want to leave the way you came in?
We kill Brontornis.
You know?
I mean, I feel a lot less special now, I'll be honest. So
Have I charmed Brontornis because I charmed the orb?
No, but you feel a lingering vestige of whatever you charmed go into Brontornis, as though some of that power's some of its own agency is still within Brontornis.
So okay, so this power reacted badly to me because I had the same power and it was like matter antimatter, right?
Correct.
Okay. I am going to with Brontornis's permission cast a very light spell to sort of attack him, basically. I'm not attacking. I don't want to kill you. I just want to see what happens when I, like, try to reach out and slap you or something.
Go for it.
But only with your permission. Am I going to do this? Because I'm chaotic neutral, and sometimes that means I ask for permission. All right.
Okay.
So I should do something magical.
If you want to, yeah.
So, I guess I'm just going to use prestidigitation
Okay.
to just make like a in his face,
Just to spray some water in his face.
Like if we were fighting, it would be something that I would just do to just sort of distract him. But
Okay.
So nothing to hurt him, but enough to like cause an effect.
Cool. So yeah, as you cast that on him, it does kind of like pulse back at you, like where it isn't able to hit him. It doesn't cause you any damage or anything, but it is like you're throwing a magnet at an equally charged magnet. It just kind of repels.
And it doesn't do any damage to him either.
No, correct. It just kind of is a wash, yeah. If it was a more powerful spell you'd cast against him, that could have definitely bounced back and hurt you. Kind of like when you true struck the sphere.
Yeah.
Yeah, but with something minor like this, it still repels. So it's like, okay, like you guys can't really affect each other with your magic that's derived from Quinn Klugoff. I can't believe I remembered the name right. That's awesome without looking at it.
Yeah, that's really good.
So, I guess that's a good place to end the session because we've been playing for a couple hours. I wanted to leave it open in case you guys want to come back with these characters, because as the four of you are leaving the dungeon, knowing that you've taken away power that Quinn Klugoff's cultists could have taken on, you feel like you've taken away a force of danger in the world. But as you're leaving Brontornis, you just hear a little voice in your mind go, "Oh, good. Another seed has been planted." And that's where we'll end the session.
Oh, wow.
So, thank you guys for doing that one shot with me. That was super fun.